Everyone, well, the holidays, of course, time for food, drinks, and lots of fun. But if you or your child is diabetic, it can be a bit challenging. Here to talk about ways to navigate around restricted diabetic diets is Michelle Dennison. She is with the Hamm, Oklahoma Diabetes Center. Diabetes affects 1 in 4 Oklahomans. That's crazy. So all these people are going to Christmas parties and being around all of this food. It can be a little challenging. It can.
It's certainly a minefield for folks who are looking at their blood sugars during this season.
What should they be mindful of when they do go up to the the table and they've got all these choices?
Well, that depends on what tempts them. Some people are tempted by sugary foods, sweet foods. Some people are tempted by starches. So if they are tempted by sweet foods, then those are the foods that they really need to be taking a look at and make sure that they're not overindulging. If it's the starches, the sweet potatoes, the mashed potatoes, the corn, the beans, the peas, those types of foods, then those foods are the ones that they have to be restricting if those are the foods that are their temptation.
Now now we think of sugar, the holidays, all the sweets and the goodies, but is sugar really the biggest hidden danger on that table?
Sugar is not the biggest hidden danger. Sugars and starches are equally dangerous, but probably what I consider to be the biggest danger would be the hidden carbohydrates. And so foods like ham, for example, which traditionally or usually is not considered to be a carbohydrate or a high carbohydrate food, can be loaded with carbohydrate, especially depending on how they prepare it. So, for example, a honey glazed ham.
Honey baked hams,
honey baked hams. Oh,
favorites.
they're so good and makes me hungry thinking about it. But they can add up to 42 grams of carbohydrate per serving, which is just about the recommendation that we have per meal anyway. We usually recommend 45 to 60 grams of carbohydrate per serving. And if you have a slice of honey baked ham and that's 42 grams of carb, then we're having a real issue with those hidden carbs.
So what's left to eat? What can you eat and be safe? Even with your kids, too, because kids are going for the sugar.
Sure.
They want the sweets and all the good stuff.
Well, especially when you're dealing with children who have diabetes, you want to make sure that you're offering sensible choices for the whole family and for them. And it's important not to let that child feel left out and not to make them feel different, because that emotionally becomes a big issue for them if they're suddenly different. So you want to have, lots of fruits and vegetables, non-starchy foods. Provide desserts that are low sugar. You make them with Splenda, for example. That would be better choices for the child, and still include them in the family festivities.
And so they don't feel like they're being left out.
Right.
All right. Well, tell us where we can go to get some information from the Hamm Diabetes Center.
Our website is www.oklahomadiabetescenter.com, and we have all kinds of links up there that are certainly helpful to you and to the patients with diabetes.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. A lot of great information, things that I didn't even think of. Stay away from the ham. All right. Well, if you need some more healthy living tips, go to news9.com/